Beaaloscho. In this week's Parsha, we find an interesting conversation between Moshe Rabbeinu and Hashem. God tells Moshe Rabbeinu, the Jews request for food, they have requested for meat, and Hashem says, I'm going to give them meat. They have requested not in an appropriate way, they've been complaining. So I'm going to give them food, and the food that I'm going to give them is going to be meat. For 30 days I'm going to give them the meat. And Moshe Rabbeinu's response was a very interesting one that on a superficial level is really unclear. Moshe Rabbeinu says, the 600,000 people that I'm amongst them, and you're telling me to give them meat for 30 days? Am I going to get so many animals to be able to feed them meat for 30 days? And then Moshe Rabbeinu says, if all the fish of the sea will be gathered to them, and there will be enough of them? And Hashem says, you will see. Hashem's hand is not too short. That's a literal translation of the words. Now that God can do everything, and you'll see if it happens or not. The continuation of it was that they had a bird called slov that was extremely fatty bird, and the Yidden ate it for 30 days. And those people that have complained, and because of which made all these arguments against Moshe Rabbeinu, were punished, and as they were eating it, they passed away, and some people took a longer time. But the point of it is the conversation between Hashem and Moshe Rabbeinu is a very strange one. Moshe Rabbeinu is the one that took the Jews out of Egypt not too long before that. The superpower that was the whole world was terrified of, and it was completely demolished by Hashem with all these tremendous miracles. And then Moshe Rabbeinu says, would you be able to feed so many people meat? And also, you have 70 nations. They eat meat all the time. So what is the wonder is that if there's going to be enough meat, if there's enough for the other nations, why shouldn't there be enough for the Jews as well? And Moshe Rabbeinu is doubting Hashem. That's a very difficult thing to understand. But the explanation, the way it brought down in Likutei Torah this week, is that to Moshe Rabbeinu coming and saying, you have a situation that Moshe Rabbeinu is the one that through which all the Yidden get the sustenance. In other words, since he's the leader of the generation, all of the sustenance come through him. And he's saying, I'm in that level that I cannot lower myself to the level of meat. In other words, the sustenance that I can bring from my level, from spiritual level, bring down to this world, is extremely difficult to do, that it should come in the form of meat. And even fish, which is a less physical and less down-to-earth food, even that will be very difficult. In other words, Moshe Rabbeinu is saying, it's not a question if God can do it or not, but Hashem is saying that to Moshe Rabbeinu, the sustenance comes through you, and through you, through your level in spirituality, will come and manifest itself all the way till come to meat. And he says, how is that possible that from my level will come all the way to meat, which is a very low level? Or even fish, which is higher level. And that is also the custom why we eat fish before meat. It's not only because we don't eat fish after meat, but that is, so to say, one step lower than a person. And that level, a person can reach easier without being pulled down. And once you reach that level, then you can go to the next level to meat as well. And Hashem answered him, Ayad Hashem Tiktzor, true from your side, from your spiritual level, it is impossible. But with Hashem's power, Hashem is going to give you the ability that even your level should be able to go to a lower level as well, and to give sustenance to the Jewish people as well. So in other words, even from your level can reach down all the way to the level of giving meat. And actually, the specific meat that he got is a slov, which the slov was a very fatty bird. And the concept of shemen, oil, is the concept of chokhmah, which is the level of Moshe Rabbeinu. So you have the level of meat, you have the level of fish, and then you have the level of the bird, which is flying, and he had inside of it the concept of shemen as well. A good Shabbos.